friends, it's a beautiful fall day, so we are going to head out and explore some cemeteries. We're going to hop on our bikes and go on a self-guided scavenger hunt, so come along with us. Every fall, a neighboring town's historical society puts on a cemetery crawl, which is an opportunity to explore 6 historic cemeteries. Throughout the tour, you uncover local history while searching for answers to the scavenger hunt questions and locating specific headstones at each location. I love cemeteries and I love history, so needless to say, I was stoked for this adventure. We lucked out with a few days of beautiful weather, so we decided to hop on our bikes and make a day of it. This first church is a picturesque example of a Carpenter Gothic church. It was built in 1874, though the cemetery is thought to have existed prior to its construction. We made it to our first stop on our cemetery crawl.
And here we've got our scavenger hunt paperwork.
So let's see. So on this scavenger hunt, we're looking for not only some specific headstones, but also some different general items, like if you can find
a star, a heart, a draped urn, a depiction of a bird, someone who shares a name with the U.S. president, someone who shares a last name with a pop singer, a stone with an epitaph or poem, a family with multiple people sharing the first name, last name beginning with the letter U. Let's get started.
Last name is on 2 cross monuments side by side, marked with a Mason's compass and Eastern Star symbol. Finish the epitaph on the monument of a George, born in 1890, budded on earth to bloom in heaven. One of my favorite things is finding little hidden gems or cool pieces of local history. And Matthew found a cool... Where's the one you were showing me?
The one with the duckbill on it.
One fun notable grave site is for Jeffrey Moss, who was a composer, author, and lyricist, and is the creator of the Cookie Monster. So that's a fun find of the day. Once we gathered all our answers from this location, it was on to cemetery number 2. Our next stop is the aptly named Red Church, built in 1759. This church was attended by 2 First Ladies, Martha Washington and much later Eleanor Roosevelt, and served as a crossroads during the American Revolution. It is said that George Washington slept in the cemetery with his troops on the way to Saratoga, and the British camped here overnight when they were headed to burn down the mansion at Claremont.
We didn't bring Nova. It says no dogs allowed. No dogs or horses allowed, and she's both.
She is both.
What's the question?
Cross. Died in 1880 and married to an Emmeline. My first name is a bird that rises from the ashes. What is my full name? After fully exploring the grounds of Cemetery 2, we headed off to stop number 3. This parish was established in 1787 by members of the Livingston family, a highly prominent and incredibly wealthy family who were the largest landowners in the region at the time. The original church was completed in 1819, but once outgrown, this newer stone version of Gothic design took its place in 1869. The cemetery is home to the remains of several Livingstons, as well as members of the Hall family, the family of Eleanor Roosevelt. This cemetery at the parish in Tivoli is not all that big, but it's really, these ones are tricky to find. Lots of Livingstons, a very prominent name in this area. After finding all the clues at stop 3, we were in need of a pick-me-up, so we headed into town for a snack.
So we've been riding for about 2 hours. We've done 12 miles. Stopped for a piece of pizza. Now we've got about a 30-minute ride over to the next cemetery.
As the population of this region grew, the Dutch Reformed Church, aka the Red Church, needed more space to accommodate their growing congregation. Thus, the first iteration of this church was built in 1788. The cemetery here began just as soon as the church was built, with the first burial being that of 27-year-old Eliza Wheeler, who died on January 7, 1788. By 1870, the stone church needed major repairs, and so the church that stands today was built and was completed in 1872. It was designed by locally prominent architect J.A. Wood and cost $13,000. It's getting a bit late in the day. It's 5 o'clock, 5:14, and we've been biking and searching the cemeteries all day. It's been awesome, but I think we're going to have to call it here in order to make it back to our car in time, and we will resume our scavenger hunt later.
But I think we're going to stop for a cider donut first.
We're back for round 2 of finishing up our cemetery scavenger hunt. We lucked out and got another beautiful fall day, so we're going to keep searching for some more of these clues. We didn't finish all of the scavenger hunt questions at our last location before we called it a day, so we started day 2 of our search back where we left off. This cemetery is home to the burial sites of several notable locals, including renowned painter and portraitist from the 1800s, Edward Mooney. We're on the last clue here. I think it's the hardest one we've had to find yet. Any luck? Yeah, we're looking for an epitaph, and it's hard to find.
We spent over an hour at this one.
Yeah, we've been here for probably over an hour, and this cemetery is a big one. Some other ones have been like pretty small, but this one is spacious, so I think we might have to call it on that one and carry on to the next. The The second to last cemetery on our tour was the smallest of the bunch and sits apart from the church with which it's associated. The earliest burials at this cemetery began around 1844, and it's the resting place of a variety of folks, from Civil War veterans to many who emigrated from England. Yeah, some of these are hard to read. After a quick search here, it was off to our final stop. One more cemetery to go! The origin of this Romanesque revival red brick church dates back to 1715, when Palatine Lutheran and German Reformed congregations in the area combined. They later split, and the German group branched off to build this church, where services were delivered in German until 1823. By the 1880s, the structure needed vast improvements, and so the version that sits today was built in 1890. The church retains most of its original architectural features, and with its large cemetery, commands the largest green space in the village of Red Hook. It was entered on the National Register of Historic Places in 1998. Thanks for coming along with us on our cemetery scavenger hunt. We learned a lot about our area and some of the locally prominent families, and we're excited to continue exploring the history of the Hudson Valley and take you along with us as we do. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!